Hello, today we're going to look at the Assist Online Customer Relationship Management Tracking System. This is a web-based application that allows you to track any call or issue from your constituents. So to access the database, you simply log on to, at any internet browser. So you're going to have a secure login. So in other words, you could be at a hotel lobby, you could be on your phone, lots of ways to get into the database. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. This system allows you to track, like I said, any issue. You can define the different types of issues. Just to give you an idea on the different ways you can search the database, all these fields are searchable. So you could search by specific type of issue. You could search by, let's say you wanted to find all the animal control, or you might want to find everything that is a certain status or certain priority, or you might want to run a list on everything that was added to the database for a certain point in time. So I'm going to go ahead and search the database. If you leave everything blank, it's going to bring up all the transactions. And I've got a list that I can work with. Also, when you log in, if you hit To Do, all of your outstanding to-dos will show up on this list. So if you've got any inspections, if you need to send letters or make phone calls, anything that's been scheduled and assigned to you, you can run your to-do list. Let's take a look at the information that we can track in the database. As I mentioned, all the different types, these are defined by you. So think about all those calls that you get from your constituents, and it gives you a place to track it in the database so that you can track things like what it is. You can give it a priority. There may be certain things that are urgent, and you can run a list of all the urgent things and get those done first. But everything can go into the database. You can give it a status. So you might have something that's new, something that's closed. You can run reports based on status. And once again, these are your codes. Now, you can also look up customers. So if you've got somebody that, they call once a month, their name and address is in your database. You can link and see all of the issues tied to a certain person as well. You might want to keep track of how did you get the complaint. Did they call you? Did they send you an email? So once again, these are codes, but you can track in your database how you got it. You can also keep track of the date that you received it. So it brings up a calendar. You may want to keep track of who it's assigned to. In other words, this is assigned to Frank, and if Frank logs in and it's something due for today, it's going to show up on his to-do list. If you don't assign it, you're going to be able to run a list on what hasn't been assigned. And once you assign it, it's going to show up so that it's assigned on this particular date. You can also do a projected completion date. When do you expect to get this completed? And then the final date. Now you can track what the actual problem is, the resolution. So depending on if if you closed it, if they're satisfied, you can track and keep track of certain resolutions, and once again, these are your codes. Now under the actions, you can track all those things that are tied to this issue. You can add as many different actions. Just to give you an idea, if you hit add, you're going to define different types of activity that you might do with this action and keep track of your notes. Maybe you want to schedule a telephone call. You could schedule this for tomorrow. It's going to show up on your to-do list. You may want to keep track of, it may be just somebody needs to do it, or you can specifically assign it to somebody. And then the date. You've got unlimited text here, so lots of ways to document all the key activity for any issue. Now, in addition, you can keep track of multiple contacts. Under the contacts, you've got their phone number, their cell phone, their email, so all that good information is tied here. And as I mentioned, if you have a certain person that they're involved in several different issues, you don't have to keep adding their name and address. You just add it once to your database. Now, in addition, you can also do attachments, and it's just like attaching an email. Any electronic file can be attached. you can define what types of files that you might want to attach. Let's say the neighbor took a picture of the house and they emailed it to you. You can attach that actual picture. Or you went out and you took a video, that can be attached. Or an email or any type of correspondence can be attached. So once again, and like I said, this is cloud-based, so it's not on your server. You're able to get to it from any internet-enabled device, and it's backed up and it's off-site. So if you're at home and you get a phone call, you can get the status. If you're on vacation, you can log on and get the status. So you're not tied to your desk. On each type of issue, you can have user-definable fields. And just to give you an idea, for a sidewalk, it may be different, or animal control, you might keep track of additional information. So once again, you can keep track of any type of issue and you define those in the database. So this is where you add new activities. Now you can do reports. You may want to get a list of all of your animal control. Or you may want to get a list just of everything that was new that was added this year or this month. You can also pull a list of urgent or low priority. I may want to work my list and pull out anything that's urgent, or I could even do assign to a person. And so this is going to give you a summary, so it's one line per activity. We also have a detailed report, but like I said, all of these fields are searchable. Let's say you have a council meeting and you want to run a report in detail. And this report in detail is going to show you all of your actions. Did you make any phone calls? Did you go on site? Did you send a letter? So if you're documenting your case, this is a great report. Maybe the council wants to see everything that happened within a time period. So you can pull out everything this month and all the detail. Or they may want to pull out by status. You can pull it out if you're discussing, maybe you're going to talk about animal control at your council meeting. So once again, these are your codes. You can pull it in detail, and it's going to bring in all of the actions. So all the reports, they print to a PDF, so you can print this, you can email it. So you've got a couple different ways to print the information out, detailed or summary, but all the fields are searchable. Now, as I mentioned, in the setup, you get to define what are your actions. So you can have different types of actions. It's easy to add. It's easy to change. You can also, most importantly, define your different types. So if you want to, you can define your attachment types. You can also define your different issue types. So this is where you would define, what do you want to track. And then you can also set up these user-definable fields. They could be date fields, they could be unlimited text fields. So this gives you an easy way to track all those different things that more than likely right now you don't really have in a centralized database. The way this works is this is software as a service. So for $9.99 a month, you have the right to use it, and so it's a month by month, so you can decide to start and stop. So it is totally up to you, but this gives you, like I said, an easy way to track all those issues. You can define them, and the only thing you need to access your database is a browser. So any internet browser, you don't have to have special software. So thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, please give us a call.